Hi and welcome to Rubicon 101 here. I am going to try and create 3 videos to try and explain to you how to use or best use Rubicon for your own classroom. This first video, what I'm going to do is just show you where you can find it. As you can see, I'm logged into West Wilford School District. You're going to want to click on Staff. Once you've clicked on Staff, you're going to find the Rubicon Atlas feature right here. You're going to click on that hyperlink. And I've already signed in, but if you didn't sign in, you're going to see that there's going to be a drop down box and a password where you're going to have to type in. So if you don't have your name in the drop down box or are missing a password, what you're going to do is send an email to one of the individuals or one of the administrators that can actually log you in and set you up. And I'll show you where all of that's found later. So once you've found how to log in, what I'm going to do on the video 1 is just show you what all these features do. Just like Microsoft Word, you're going to find that the same buttons could do the same thing. Or different buttons up top or down the side are all going to do pretty much the same thing. And then some are going to be a little bit more unique. But once you logged in, you're going to see your name and you're going to see your curriculum. And your curriculum are the classes that the administrators have signed you up for. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of buttons that might be a little overwhelming for you. So let's just talk about what all of these do. So the first button I'm going to click on is the search button. And the search button is pretty cool because it allows you to view other people's plans and can help anyone see like what other people are doing within the district that are teaching the same standards that you're doing. So if I wanted to type in Revolutionary War, I can actually just hit search, or I could filter it by, what class or what schools, different grade levels, or I could just hit search. And you're going to see that, something that I'm teaching in 4th grade is also being taught in 10th grade. Is being taught, let's see if we can find another one in here, 8th grade. So you're going to see that this is not something that's taught once, which is always a good thing to, go back to your kids and say, oh, I know you've learned this more than once. Another feature that you have up here is your develop button. And your develop button is going to kind of look like your first page where it is set up with all your classes, but another name for it could be the My Curriculum button. And this is where you can view the subjects that you will be teaching. And in video 3, what I'm going to do is try and show you exactly how to build the lesson plans within it. But for now, we're just going to stick to what each button does so that everybody can get a rundown on what each person could do here. The next button that we have is our Browse button, which is definitely different than the Search button. The Browse button will run filters as well, just like the Search button, but I would recommend the searching if you're looking for specific lessons, and I would recommend using the Browse tool if you want to see other scope and sequences by teachers or different UBDs that the teachers are using. So you might find in the Browse button that's a little bit different. I'm going to look for another school that's teaching 4th grade. I'm going to use Apshua because they've been using this for a very long time. And just hit Browse, and then I can get a real good idea on really what they're using this year that would match up with a lot of the things that I'm doing. And I know that they're I think this is either year 2 or 3, probably year 3 in this, so I know that their UBD design or their lesson designs are going to be pretty rich with material in here. Another button that you'll find is the Analyzing button. This isn't a button that you're going to use too often, and what you're going to find in here is you're going to see like the curriculum analytics, which this is kind of a running report on other people's lesson plans, or you could do it on your own. For example, all the standards that you use this year uh, will pretty much give you an idea on what's in your lesson plans. Um, or you could choose a course. It doesn't have to be your own. It could be anybody's, and then it's going to run pretty much a report saying, okay, well, what standards did they use in their lesson plans? Course descriptions is a little bit different. It's what courses are designed to teach. So if you're in middle school and up, it's just going to give you a brief idea on what is being taught in each class. Not something you're going to see so much in the elementary schools, but definitely what I've seen when I've clicked on it is middle school and up. They're definitely full and richer material. And then the district scope and sequence ones that they've set up for us also will have something in there for you for the elementary schools. Standards profiling. This is a way to see how many standards are being assessed in your lesson plans. It could say 0 if you did not link your assessments to the specific standards. This is something that you kind of need to start creating a habit of doing. But again, this is not something that I'm going to show you how to do on this video. So if you look at mine, what you have to do when you start creating your lesson plans and start adding your assessments, you need to link the standards that you're teaching to that specific standard. So if, chapter 4 in math, the standard is you're supposed to be understanding place value, and you put that standard in there, you find the test and you're supposed to link that standard to it. Again, I will show you how to do it in a future video, but you can see that when I first started doing this, this is not something that I did. I didn't match every assessment to every standard. So what I've been trying to do is slowly begin to link what I'm assessing, what standard I'm assessing in each assessment that I'm giving. Going back to analyzing. The standards overview button, this is just a way to click on the classes that you teach and see all of the standards that link to your subject. So if you are teaching mathematics grade 4, you're going to see all of the standards that you need to teach for 4th grade. You're also going to see this when you click into your lessons, and you're going to start clicking off those standards to show that those are what you're teaching in each chapter. For reference is where you're going to find a lot of like the Rubicon webcasts, or podcasts, which are great. You'll find stuff like Bloom's taxonomy in here. So you have your Rubicon podcast, a little Bloom's button, and a lot of information. Honestly, I've been in here maybe 10 times, and every time I click in it, I find something new. So I just highly suggest that once you get into this, you really just start, trying to find out like where is West Milford, and what does West Milford, believe in, and what do we value. It's definitely nice to click in here and see what's going on. And the info button going across the top. What you're going to find here is, if you remember when I said at the beginning, if you have your name in the drop-down menu box and you forgot your password, or your name's not in the drop-down menu box, you're going to want to contact, one of our administrators who is on this list to pretty much hook you up with a username and a password. If it's just a password issue, they could still help you with it, and it's not going to be it's not something that a teacher can help you with. Another thing is, say you're teaching a class next year that you're not teaching this year, or one of your courses are not there. These are the individuals that you're going to want to contact so that they can make sure that all the courses that you're teaching are set up on this. For the communities button, this is where you're going to see like PLCs, where you're going to have your professional learning communities, other school districts, public sites around the country, where you can start looking at what they've done. So if you want to see an example of what theirs look like, what their UBD looks like for their class, then that's great, as long as they're doing the same standards as we are. So when it comes to science and social studies, we still have the New Jersey standards, so you're not going to want to look at another state standard or state lesson plan that has different standards, because it's not going to match up. But it will give you the idea on how it works. And going down the side here, you're going to see a lot of the same. So if I clicked on my curriculum button or this develop button, you're going to get the same picture here. I like pretty much starting from the my curriculum button each and every single time, because this is where I have to spend most of my time developing my lesson plans. For the my favorites button, what's nice about this is you can search up here, and then when you search, you can flag other people's lessons that you like, or the ideas, or maybe it's a PowerPoint that they've linked to it, and you can begin to find a quick view and not search it every time, but actually have it loaded in your favorites. The my reports button, so any report that you ran through the analyze is going to show up in the my reports button. So if I ran a report and I want to know in science how many standards did I assess, it's going to tell me right here what I'm missing. And the my notes, which is right underneath that, this is nice to, if you're working with another colleague, you can see that Robin actually put a note in here for the punctuation takes a vacation, and it comes to my punctuation unit. This is something that she added to it. It's not something that's going to show up on my lesson plans that my principal might see, but it's definitely something that we have began to share back and forth with one another, being fourth grade teachers at PK. And underneath that, you're going to see the My Settings feature. This is if you wanted to change your password, if you want to change your email, which we really don't have to, or get certain notifications every time something is updated on it. And then you have the exemplars, which is the same thing that you found in the communities button. And the PLC, when you click on this, this is also the same thing that you found in the communities button over here. The only difference is if I click the PLC over here, this is going to take me to the Columbia's teachers college lessons, where you can start to develop more ideas. And you can see it's set up the exact same way as ours. The only difference is they have lessons, not all lessons created, but they have a lot of lessons that match up with the reading writing workshop that we're currently using in the elementary schools. So just another good way to begin to start sharing information or building on our own lesson plans. But I just wanted to give you an idea on what every button does on the Rubicon Atlas. Hopefully it helps. Take care.